everybody. Happy Monday. Hold on, let me fix you guys. There we go. It's a little bit better. How is everybody doing on this Monday morning? Pop me some love hearts or some thumbs if you are with me, if you're awake. If it's 10 o'clock in the morning, well, it might not be 10 o'clock in the morning. You might be watching this and it might be another time. But if you're having a good morning, good start to your day, shoot me some of those love heart showers if you are ready and pumped for your Monday. But so today I was doing some journaling, and I was over the weekend, really I became very aware of something I was doing within myself. And so thus, usually if I'm doing something within myself, I become more aware of it in the people around me. And so, like I said, this morning I was doing some journaling work, and last night, I actually slept like crap last night. I did not sleep amazingly, but c'est la vie, it's all right. And part of the reason I didn't sleep is because I was doing my Virgo brain shit that I like to do. And I was kind of going into some of that like I should do this, I should do that, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. All those little ego moments we have within us. And also I've noticed, like I said, this kind of was a noticing over the weekend, so it wasn't just one point. Over the weekend, I also noticed lots of shoulding on not only myself, but hearing other people really talking about kind of shoulding on themselves, like being like, I should do this, like that same kind of thing. But not only that, but in reaction to that, also telling other people what they should or shouldn't be doing in their lives. And when I was working as a therapist for years, I would talk about shoulding with my clients. And it always got a laugh, and I'm very conscious of that word, the should word, because when it comes up, most of the time, well, actually all the time, we can go, okay, where is my ego here? Where is my ego? Because our egos are playing out when we get into the shoulds. Because if we are living our desired life, if we are living really authentically, then yes, there are going to be those things that you have to do throughout your day. I mean, like I always say, like, I don't love doing laundry, but I need to do laundry. But as a general rule, you should, I'm about to shit on you guys. I'm about to shit on you. There needs to be a general feeling of not forcing self to do something because you think it's right or because you should do it, but really coming from a place of like wanting to do something because it truly is aligned. It feels good to you. It feels like something that is going to bring joy, love, peace, a positive emotion more into your life. Really call that in. And a lot of times when we get into the shoulding, that is all ego. It is all ego forcing us to really push into something that we might not want to do. Or my favorite, and this is actually what I got caught up in last night, like I should have said that, like past stuff, and going like, oh, I should have said that, I should have done that, I should have reacted this way. And when we get into this kind of spirally place, because it can become a spiral, and I see this all the time with my clients, and then just people in general, like we get into this should spiral, and the shoulds never lead us to a higher vibration. Our shoulds and our feeling of obligation will always pull us down in vibration. It just will, because we are in our ego, and we are obviously pushing into something we don't want to be doing. Hold on, I have a comment, so I'm gonna read it. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. But there is this ego self that when you start to use the word should, that should be. Now I'm going to do this entire video. I'm going to use this word. There is a trigger that needs to happen within your brain when you find yourself really using this word should over and over and over again, or any of its kind of brothers or sisters per se of like, I need to do, I have to do, I'm obligated to do. Now, like I said at the beginning, there are things in our lives that we might not be completely in love with doing, and I kind of look at it as like, okay, it's like a 90-10 thing. Like 90% of the things I love doing, 10% are more meh. Like, meh, I don't really want to do my laundry, but I'm going to do it because I like clean clothes. Meh, I don't really like vacuuming, but I'm going to do that. Those kind of things. Now, when we get into this place of like, I need to, I should, we also tend to, it is a judgment, and it is our ego's judging. It is intense ego judgment, either about our current state, our past state, or our future state. And most of the time it is more, we are more drawn to the past or the future when we're dealing with this. And so we are not being present in the moment, and we are oftentimes not being present within our bodies to go, is this what I'm wanting to do? Is this aligned? Does this feel good? We are just kind of going from a mental place of feeling like we are obligated. Now, there are things that I know a lot of people go, well, I'm obligated to do that. Well, instead of looking at something as an obligation, maybe tweaking that. Like, another thing I don't really like doing is going and getting like oil change for my car, that kind of thing. Usually if a man's in my life, I'll be like, hey honey, would you please? But it's not something that I love doing. However, instead of looking at it at a place of like, oh, like I have to get my oil changed in my car, I have to get a checkup, do all that. It's like, wow, like I am honored and I feel blessed that I have a car that I get to drive around, and I get to take it to the automotive, whatever, the oil change shop. You can tell how much I know cars, but I get to take it. So kind of even those things that you feel like you need to do and that are kind of requirements in life, trying to tweak that into a I should, which comes from a place of like, to a like, I feel blessed that I get to take I have a car to take to the oil change. That's just one silly example, but kind of tweaking those little things. However, when we get in judgment with ourselves, which should is all judgment, it is amazing how if you truly look around you, you're most likely shitting on everybody else in your life as well. So don't shit on me. Don't shit on your friends. That's not fun. That's not pleasant. And even if you're not verbalizing it, there is a high probability that it is going on in your head. You are still kind of judging and going into that place of like, you should do this, you should do that. Like, I know, like, you should do that in your head, even if it's not verbally being spoken. So if you find yourself telling other people what they should or shouldn't do without somebody asking, because if somebody is asking you like, hey, can you give me your opinion on this? Can you give me your advice? Like, what do you think? All of that. That's a different scenario. But when we are talking about you just, as humans walking around and kind of thinking or verbalizing to everybody else in our life what they should be doing, then usually you are doing the exact same thing, because our relationships and our external world mirrors our internal world. So looking at that piece of like, am I am I shitting on myself? And if I'm shitting on myself, am I shitting on everybody else in my life, and vice versa? And trying to catch it, because the truth is, we all have ego. Like, you're not going to get rid of your ego. I know I've read things like, oh, get rid of your ego and all that. It's bullshit, because you can't get rid of your ego. That is, you have an ego for the rest of your life on this planet. You will have an ego, and sometimes our egos can actually push us forward and be of assistance if we use them in the correct way, if we really witness them and kind of honor the fact that that is a piece of us as well. That is something that needs to be looked at and not just kind of pushed aside. And so looking at that ego when you get into this shoulding place, and then seeing how you could tweak that, seeing how you can stop those thoughts. And thought stopping can be challenging, especially at the very beginning, but kind of getting into that place, and then staying out of the future and staying out of the past. That's another, like I said, last night, my head's going crazy, and it was all past stuff. I'm like, Addison, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, and I kind of had to push myself out of the shoulds, because I was doing a lot of like past shoulding, and then, oh, tomorrow I need to, I should, blah, 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 blah. You know, I can get into my ego just as much as everybody else. So really looking at all those points and seeing where the shoulds are coming into your life, and where potentially you can get even rid of some of the shoulds. And I mean the actual tasks that you feel like you need to be doing. Hold on, another. Judging is what I'm trying to grow. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, and I think it's also important to recognize that we all judge. Like, judgment is a human thing. It is noticing and witnessing our judgment, and then not kind of flowing down that river, but choosing kind of a different path, or just even witnessing it at the very beginning, and just being with it and going like, I notice I'm judging here. I'm judging myself. I'm judging other people. And then you can make kind of the steps to kind of move out of that and move more into the heart. So on that note, I feel complete. I don't have any major announcements for you guys today. I really just wanted to get on and share. As always, I have programs on my website, online programs, if you want to kind of dive deeper, because a lot of people will tell me like, oh, but I get your videos for free, Addison. Like why do I need to buy a program? Well, so my little tidbits here, my little sometimes goofiness here is not training. This is not this is not doing coaching with me or a program with me or buying one of my online courses. This is completely different. This is just me sharing my heart and some daily advice. So you can go to addisonbell.net and check things out if you are interested. Other than that, I hope you guys have a blessed Monday, and that you really start this first day of the week out strong. So I'm sending you all love, light, and blessings, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.